In this video, we will introduce fruit tree mapping of DJI Agricultural Drones. We recommend that you perform fruit tree mapping on sunny days. T50 and T25 can map an area of up to 5 hectares in one flight. Orchards larger than 5 hectares in size should be mapped in multiple tasks. Before starting the mapping task, you need to check the orchard terrain thoroughly. No obstacles are allowed to appear in a range of about 30 meters above the task area. When you start the mapping task, the agricultural drone will vertically rise 30 meters up from the takeoff point and then fly to the start point of the flight route. The tank should be emptied to lighten the weight and extend the flight duration. Power on the remote controller and the drone. Tap Operation Mode switch, and then select Fruit Tree Mapping. Tap Add and select Crosshair in Add Point. Find the area on which you want to perform mapping in the satellite map, drag the crosshair to the turning points of the orchard boundary, and tap Add. Follow this step to add points along the orchard boundary in sequence. The takeoff and landing points should be planned within the mapping area. When you add waypoints, the floating window on the right side will display the mapping area, estimated photo count, and estimated flight time. To ensure complete coverage of the mapping area, the flight route will extend 20 meters beyond the orchard boundary and automatically align with the longest side to improve mapping efficiency. You can also drag the yellow icon to adjust the course angle according to the actual situation. After confirming that the area is planned correctly, tap Save to save the mapping task. Select the mapping task and tap to start the task. Slide on the pop-up window on the remote controller. The Agras drone will perform the task. During the process, the mapping photos will be transmitted to the remote controller in real time to generate a preview. In case of an emergency, you can use the control stick to pause the task. After the mapping task is complete, we recommend that you use the one-button RTH function. Press and hold the RTH button for 2 seconds to control the drone to return to the home point. If you want to cancel RTH, toggle the flight mode switch button. After the drone lands and completes reconstruction, select the field and tap Modify AI Map. You can turn on the AI switch to check whether the identification results are accurate. If the results are inaccurate, turn off the AI switch, set the AI elements to tree on the right side of the screen, drag the map, and tap Add to rectify the task area. After the AI elements are rectified for the entire task area, tap to confirm the settings. Tap Save, select the field, and enter route planning. You can plan flight routes for orchard operations in 3 modes. Standard. In this mode, the system will automatically generate equidistant and continuous flight routes within the task area. This mode is applicable to large orchards with uniformly planted fruit trees. Targeted. In this mode, the system will automatically generate flight routes that pass through the center of trees within the task area. This mode is applicable to orchards with regularly distributed fruit trees. Custom. In this mode, you need to manually add waypoints based on the distribution of fruit trees. The waypoints will be automatically connected in sequence into a flight route. This mode is applicable to orchards with irregularly distributed fruit trees that require manual route planning. Fixed spot. In targeted and custom modes, you can enable fixed spot to make sure that the aircraft sprays only above the tree center. Route spacing. In standard and targeted modes, you can adjust the route spacing, which refers to the distance between adjacent flight routes. Height above crops refers to the distance between the drone and the treetops. Modify AI Map in advanced settings allows you to rectify inaccurate identification results. Course angle. You can plan the direction of flight routes for orchard operations. Bypass obstacles. When this function is disabled, the drone will bypass obstacles from above. When this function is enabled, the drone will bypass obstacles from the sides. Route smoothness, the closer the value is to 1, the smoother the terrain following flight. The closer the value is to 0, the more precise the terrain following and the less smooth the flight. Waypoint editing. Complete flight route editing before you adjust the altitude of a waypoint. If you edit the flight route after editing a waypoint, the waypoint altitude will be reset. In the related pop-up window, tap Got It and Continue. Tap 3D to view the height of the flight route relative to the ground and surrounding objects. Check whether the flight route covers the entire task area, whether the flight route is too close to obstacles, and whether the flight route keeps a safe distance from the boundary. Tap the waypoint you want to adjust and tap minus and plus to adjust its altitude. You can also enter your desired adjustment, which should fall within a range from minus 30 meters to plus 30 meters. Waypoint movement, tap 2D and select the waypoint. You can modify the settings in the left side menu to move the waypoint forward, backward, left, or right. Spray spread. When this switch is turned on, the drone will perform the task normally. If you turn off this switch, the flight route segment will turn white and the drone will not spray in this segment. Tap Reset to cancel previous operations. Tap Delete to delete the waypoint. You can also drag the map and tap to add a waypoint. After the waypoint is edited, tap Save. Route segmentation. Tap Settings, slide, and select a task area. And then tap OK. Tap Save, and then tap Use. In standard and targeted modes, we recommend that you select Amount and specify an appropriate application rate, 225 liter per hectare, droplet size, 100 micrometers, flight speed, 1.5 meters per second, and height above crops, 4 meters. The method of calculating the task area should be selected according to the actual situation. In custom mode, we recommend that you select flow and specify an appropriate flow rate, 15 liters per minute, droplet size, 100 micrometers, flight speed, 1.5 meters per second, and height above crops, 4 meters. After the flight route planning is complete, tap Start. Check the drone status and task settings, set connection routing and RTH speed and connection routing and RTH altitude to appropriate values, and then move the slider. The agricultural drone will automatically take off and start the task.